Hi everyone. How's everybody doing? I know it's Sunday and I'm going live because I just want to spend the next 20 to 30 minutes sharing with you guys more about how to optimize your LinkedIn bio. So that will be our topic of discussion today about how to optimize your LinkedIn bio. Now, wherever you are, just comment and let me know where you are logging in from. I will have a couple of questions very soon to ask you a little bit about yourself, LinkedIn, personal branding. But before that, let me know where you're logging in from. I'm just typing some questions that we can ask each other later. Hi, Daniel. Hi, Jamil. Hi, Pavita. Hi, thank you for joining me actually from Singapore, from Malaysia, from Penang, from Pakistan. So very bright and early. Well, actually, it's noon already in Singapore, but it's a very nice weather today. So I want to ask you guys a couple of questions. Basically, right, the reason why we're having this conversation today on a Sunday is to talk about how to optimize your LinkedIn bio. Now, the reason why all of you are already here is you already have what I'm talking about, which is your LinkedIn profile page. You have LinkedIn, which is why you can see me right now live on LinkedIn. If you didn't have LinkedIn, we wouldn't be connected on LinkedIn Live. Okay, so now your LinkedIn page, and how long have you have your LinkedIn page? That's my first questions. I do want to ask you guys how long how long have you guys had your LinkedIn page? Which means how long have you been on LinkedIn? So the first question is how long have you been on LinkedIn? Are you here for Lisa? I'm here for 10 years, but I was only active the last 2 years. Also acceptable. I want to know how active you are on LinkedIn. When do you remember when did you open up your LinkedIn account and what drove you here in the first place? So Jamil said that he has been here since 2008. That's a long time. That is definitely a long time. So Jamil, I'm a late bloomer. So I only got on LinkedIn in 2017. So I wasn't on LinkedIn before. I wasn't even sure what LinkedIn is. But that's also because my previous business, I was targeting the mothers community. So my focus is on Facebook. Yeah. So on LinkedIn, I only came by about 2017. So for the last 11 years, so you guys are really pioneers. So I must say that, would you say that you guys would probably be an expert on LinkedIn already and you know those features of LinkedIn, but you also know for those who's been here for 10, 11, 13 years, LinkedIn changed a lot. Do you agree with me that LinkedIn has changed a lot? Its feature has changed. And probably that's because its mission or its purpose has changed. You know, last time we don't have LinkedIn Live. We don't have LinkedIn poll and LinkedIn stories that came and left. Okay. But those are the things we didn't have either, right? When you guys started LinkedIn 11, 10 years ago, it was just a simple bio write up and that's it, you know. And I don't think people regularly post as well on LinkedIn or create content 15 years ago, 13 years ago. I'm not sure. So I'm asking you because I wasn't around. Okay, so Anna said he's been here for a year. So, okay, a lot of you are already here for quite some time. I would say at least enough experience. Now, my question is when you decide to be on LinkedIn, do you have a key objective? Is there a reason why you're here? Is it something you're looking out for? Is there a specific target audience, certain kind of opportunities? So, why are you here on LinkedIn? I mean, you got to know this, okay, because this is going to affect how you set up your LinkedIn profile. Because your LinkedIn profile that I'm going to teach you today about optimizing a bio needs to make sure that it's attracting the people you initially wanted to attract. It meets your key objective of being present on social media. Okay, I have my key objectives by being present on social media. Honestly, if I don't have business goals, I don't think I'll be on social media. Okay, I always prefer a quiet, private life, but I'm just saying that the reason why we are on social media, putting ourselves out there, building an influential or powerful brand, we have a purpose, we have a key objective, we have a kind of people that we're looking out for. That's why we're here to constantly globally connect. Okay, so creating a professional network and learning about latest trends makes sense. Okay, LinkedIn has a lot of articles being put out by the people here on LinkedIn or on LinkedIn themselves, and there's a lot of things we can learn from data, from business articles, the latest digital marketing trends, and also creating a professional network. Now, when we say professional network, are actually people with a mindset to do business. So for me, right, I have a Facebook account as well. But when I go Facebook, less of the mindset of making business. But when I get on LinkedIn, I'm always looking out to do business. So that's the difference about putting yourself on LinkedIn, because it's a place where people are not just capable of doing business, they are here every day for the purpose of doing business. Okay, a lot of you are saying to create professional network, but where does a professional network take you? So the objective has to be even clearer than this. Yes, we are all here to globally network. We want to know somebody in a professional space. For what? So what do we do with this network that we built together so that, we can probably target our clients within the network that follow us, or we can find our licensed partners, or among our professional followers, we might find our investors and stakeholders. So that is the full reason, okay, why you're here on LinkedIn. So to create a professional network, to build a community, Jamil says, to develop a community, especially for business development. Obviously, yes. So when you build a community for people to support you, see you as a brand authority or expert, and then you can get opportunities to do business for people and be of service. Okay, and you're right, Patrick. LinkedIn keeps on changing, which is why we're not on top of things. We don't know what LinkedIn's going to do in the next 5 years, guys. We don't know. It could be suddenly, super tech. Okay, and we're like, okay, I haven't even understood the last five features, and now I have to keep up with the next five. So we don't know what LinkedIn is going to do. At the end of the day, it's always social media. At the end of the day, it's also still competitively competing with other social media platforms. And the purpose of all these features that was giving to us on LinkedIn is because we want to raise engagement. Engagement is actually the definition of why social media is in the first place. If you have a LinkedIn profile and you never post, you never commented, you never interacted, you never started conversation, you don't have private messages because you don't send any, or you don't reply to any private messages because you're not interested in interaction, then it defeats the purpose of actually being on social media. The reason on social media is so that people across borders, okay, can now interact, do business, communicate, transact. So that's what social media is about. So the features that's going to come in LinkedIn in the future, on par with all other social media platforms in the market, is for the purpose of helping communication becomes easier between two people in different countries. Okay, definitely global exposure. I like it because Facebook, when Facebook first started, and I had my accounts 15 years ago, I don't understand algorithm. So the people that have been adding on my Facebook are actually just people within my comfortable territory. And at that time, I was a different person. So I was a mother, I was running a business. So I more or less only target people within Singapore. And up to this day, that algorithm doesn't change because obviously the people there are still majority from the Singapore market. But I also want international presence, and it's only much later when I realized that LinkedIn is the best place to be. That's how I got started on LinkedIn in 2017 here with a totally different purpose. I wasn't targeting anybody local here because I just want international presence. Okay, so that is one of my key objectives. Okay, and Daniel says he's here to recruit. Makes sense. Professionals are here also with a mindset of possibly career growth and career progression. Okay, great question, guys. I love the interaction. Now I'm going to ask one question. Which part of your LinkedIn bio do you think gets the most attention? Now, I don't want to say there's anything right or wrong. We could never really define what's right and wrong, okay? So because we don't have enough data and statistics, okay? It's always different for different people. But I want to know, in your opinion, okay, based on especially how long you've been here, which part of your LinkedIn bio do you get the most attention? Now, LinkedIn bio, just to recap, I'm sure you know what's LinkedIn bio, but LinkedIn bio is your profile page that has your cover banner, your profile picture, your designation, your summary bio, your experience, your featured column, your skills and endorsement, your recommendations. So these are part of your bio. And every social media account, you have your own bio. And bio is the only thing that you can control. You cannot control algorithms. You cannot control directions of people. You cannot control how many people is going to comment on your post, that they like your post or share your post. But what you can still control is actually your bio, because you can anytime enter your LinkedIn profile and change it or update it. Okay, so which part of your LinkedIn bio do you think gets the most attention? And some of you might say, but Lisa, I'm not even sure if anybody looks at my bio. Really? Do people really look at my bio, or they're just going to read my post? Now, when you post something, it appears in a news feed. So people who actually like that post may not necessarily see your entire bio. So do you know whether people are looking at your bio? Now, I'm going to open up my LinkedIn page, and I'm going to show you where you can find the statistics to see whether anybody is actually looking at your bio or not. So then you'll be assured that, oh my God, Lisa, I didn't know that actually there's a lot of people who actually been eyeing on my bio. This is why your bio is important. Okay, the bio is important is because it is readable by someone else. And some people use it as research to do their due diligence on you. Some people who are thinking of doing business with you, what they do first is to find out everything that they can about you from your LinkedIn bio. So before you say that, oh, Lisa, LinkedIn bio is not important. I am just going to, post and I get traction from my post and not from my LinkedIn bio. All right. So I'm going to show you where you can actually see how many people actually view your LinkedIn bio. Okay, let me just share screen. Seems not to be working. I can't share screen. Sorry, guys. Okay, something is wrong with my feature. But anyway, I want to let you know that when you log on to LinkedIn, you will see this private dashboard. Yeah, I think you've seen it before. This private dashboard, and on your LinkedIn, the private dashboard states three things. Okay, three numbers. Three numbers. So in your private dashboard, and only you can see this dashboard. Okay, it's private to you. You can see number one, who viewed your profile. Number two, post views, and number three, search appearances. So let's just touch on who viewed your profile. So you will see a number there. It could be 3-digit, it could be 4-digit, it could be 5-digit. And of course, if you're a public figure, it could also be potentially 6-digit. So what does it mean? It is the number of people who viewed your profile in the last 90 days. 90, 3 months. So which means that in my case, I'm looking at my dashboard right now, it's 11,718 people have viewed my profile in the last 90 days. So can you imagine how important your bio is, because it is looked up upon by someone else. Someone else is reading your bio. Today you go to sleep, you log on to LinkedIn, you have a cup of coffee. Anytime someone is actually reading about me. So can you imagine if I were to calculate, right, 11,718 people. Okay, I'm calculating. If 11,718 people has viewed my profile in the last 90 days, which means every day, every single day, my LinkedIn profile is viewed by 130 people. Now, these are not the people who read my posts. That's different, okay? That's under post views. These are the people who read my bio. That means they take a look at my banner. They take a look at my profile picture. They took a look at my summary bio. They took a look at my experience, my latest activities and postings. So they check out hopefully they check out everything, my entire page, or at least part of my bio. And you're talking about 130 people doing that on a regular basis. Can you imagine? I'm going to work, I'm doing my projects, I'm emailing my staff, I'm having a cup of coffee, and literally every hour, I'm going to divide it by 24 hours, just so, 5 people every hour in that 24 hours block is actually viewing my profile. So 5 people are checking me out every 5 minutes. Every 1 hour. So you can see how powerful actually your LinkedIn bio is, which is very important. So take a look at your dashboard. Okay, it said I couldn't share screen. I don't like it either. Okay, but if you get what I mean, go to your profile, go to your private dashboard, okay, and you will see these 3 numbers. Check out the first number. It will tell you the number of how many people view your profile. Now, if you log in every day, you guess this number will change because it always follows the last 90 days. Okay, 90 days is about 3 months. Okay, so now you understand how important your bio is, and please don't assume no one's looking at it. Even if you are not a public figure, you're starting to build your personal brand. Trust me, at least it's a three-digit number. It'll be at least 150 people or 250 people over the last 90 days who have visibility of your profile. Okay, so now if you know already and you remember, oh my God, 130 people are viewing my profile on a daily basis, then it becomes super important on how your profile speaks for you. Because I go live and you guys know me now. You hear my voice, you know my depth of knowledge, and you see my face. But if I'm not online, okay, if I'm not alive, then all you have is a static page, which is my profile page. And all the information that I put there basically represents me. So think carefully about how you want to be represented, because your profile page represents you 24/7. 24/7. LinkedIn Live only represents you for 1 hour, but your profile page is existing and it's available for everybody to see. Okay, so your first connection, your second connections, and possibly your third connections as well. Okay, now Carl, thank you so much. Awesome information. Glad I stopped by and would love to get a copy of your ebook. Yes, you're right. Guys, again, I cannot share screen, but I actually wanted to give you a copy of my ebook, which is 30 features of LinkedIn, okay, that will tremendously boost your profile. Okay, so and some of you go like, what? There's 30 features of LinkedIn. Oh my God, guys, there's way more than 30. There's way more than 30 features. I'm just putting out the most important features, which is 30 already. So imagine if LinkedIn were to give us and slam us with another 10 new features in the next 2 years. How far behind would we be if we don't even get it right now? What's important on our LinkedIn bio? Okay, for those of you who join in, as long as you comment, I should be able to actually private message you after this session and give you a copy of my ebook. So feel free to comment, participate, share experience. Okay, even if you comment hi, if you have nothing to say yet, it's also possible. I will still give you a copy of my ebook, 30 features on LinkedIn. Okay, that will tremendously boost your profile. Okay, thank you, Dr. Chloe, for mentioning headline. Okay, thank you for also Kiran sharing experiences. Okay, now let's get back to it. So today, guys, I don't have time to go through all 30 features. Unfortunately, I will only cover 6. Okay, but they're good 6. Okay, they're a good 6 to cover today during live. But when you get my book, you will have access to all 30 features of LinkedIn that you need to look into. Now, these are going to be general advices and topics because it has to be eventually customized. The content for each of this division needs to be customized based on who you're targeting, what you represent, and what kind of knowledge and credibility you come with. So that if you have a chance to get a coach in the future, or you would like me to probably assess your LinkedIn profile in detail, get in touch with me. But other than that, we'll see what we cover in generic, because I want you to also, provoke your thoughts. I want you to also think creatively about how you can, represent yourself via your bio in a better manner. Okay, so I love the engagement today. Okay, let's start. Let's start with the first thing. Okay, so one of the features that you need to first pay attention is actually profile picture. Now remember, anything that carries a visual medium will attract 67% more attention out of people. That means if you don't put a profile picture or you don't put a face picture, and your picture is, I don't know, a garden, a tree, a leaf, a solid background with nothing on it, if it doesn't have a picture that showcases your face, your facial. If it's a picture of you among 25 other people, or a picture of you, standing in the middle of the woods and you're so small you can't even see your facial feature, these pictures are all incorrect. They are the pictures that you should not use for your professional bio. So what kind of pictures should you use? You should use a picture that has your facial feature clearly shown, which means it could either be a half body or probably picture just for your headshot. Okay, and keep the background solid, which means the background should either be entirely white, entirely gray, entirely blue, so it doesn't distract the people from focusing on anything else in your noisy background. If it's you drinking coffee in the middle of a cafe with 5 people walking around you, guys, it's just too messy for people to remember your facial feature. So it's important that when you use a profile picture, it has to have a clear background in the middle. It's solid color. Now I'm not gonna define the color for you because it depends on your concept as well. So if you're a person that if you want people to remember you as somebody who is lively, okay, because you're running a childcare, for example, okay, then you would want to have bright colors like an orange or mustard yellow, as your background. If you are a very professional person whereby you are selling complicated softwares, you're in the accounting industry, you probably want to change it to be gray or blue that signifies reputability. I can't share my screen right now, but also again, if you can Google about the color emotion guide chart, you'll be able to distinguish the colors that will bring out emotions in people. So, for example, women, sometimes they want to appear as bold. Okay, you want to appear as a bold woman because you're leading an organization, women empowerment. Then your color solid background should be a red. So it has your picture, it has a red background, or at least it has a picture with a white background and you wearing red. So certain color signifies a lot of emotions. So it's not just about choosing a clear picture. And please choose an up-to-date picture. Please don't upload a picture of how you look like 25 years ago. If this is Tinder, okay, it almost feels like catfishing. Okay, so please update your latest picture so that when people do actually meet you in person or do actually see your LinkedIn live or attend an event where you're the speaker, people can relate entirely you as the same person. Now, when you don't look like your profile picture, when they see you in person, obviously, and you look very much different than your profile picture, okay, it is counted as deceit. People have this feeling that says, oh, okay, she's deceiving me. That's not how she looks like in real life. She's just completely different. And now people are not saying that people are going to judge you, but nobody likes deceit. Okay, so if you string people along, okay, to believe you of a certain persona, a certain attire, a certain look, then you must keep up with that reputation offline and online. Okay, so remember when choosing the right profile picture. Now, some of you might be thinking, oh my God, I have to go a photo shoot. Now I have to pick a nice clothes. But this can be a one-time investment. Do you know that since 2017, my profile picture has not changed? I look almost the same except for my hair is shorter. But because there's no drastic change in my facial feature or my hair color, I generally use the same picture that I invested in a photo shoot 2017. So if you work out your final picture in the next 1 week or 2 weeks and it costs you some time, some effort, at least you guarantee that you don't have to change it. Again, on Facebook, I change my picture all the time, but on LinkedIn, I don't. So for me, it's a one-time investment and it is permanent persona of me that people remember. So a lot of you has been following me for years. You probably know exactly how my profile picture looked like without even me having to show it to you. But that's because you have subconsciously remember my entire feature because I don't change. Okay, remember if you change your profile picture often, you break the chain of familiarity. Now, when people are building familiarity with you and you break the chain because you suddenly change into a new picture, a more drastic change of a new version of yourself. People break that percent. They start from scratch again to try to remember you. Okay, so it's really important that you stay consistent in a professional space because things that doesn't change often is remembered easier. And remember, you're not the only profile that they see. On a regular basis, one individual on LinkedIn is seeing hundreds of profiles every week. So you want to stand out, but more important, you want to be the same. So every time when your profile pops up again, your posting pops up again, people remember you better. Okay, so that's my first tip on choosing the right profile picture for LinkedIn. Let's see if I want to add anything, okay? Your profile picture is actually your calling card on LinkedIn, and that's how people are first introduced to you, and it governs their impression from the start. So obviously, some quick tips, make sure that the picture is decent and looks like you. Looks like you, okay, very important. And makeup your face takes up around 60%, okay, and please don't put out long distance shots and wear what you would like to wear to work and smile to your eyes. So there is no specific top that you need to wear, but something that you're comfortable, that you are always seen with. For me, right, my clothes is 80% black, so if you see me outside or having a meeting with me in person, I'm always wearing that color. So I like to maintain that as well in my profile picture. So it's just the same offline and online. Okay, and remember to also smile, because if you don't smile in your profile picture, you kind of look hostile. Okay, and I don't know whether you're bad-tempered, short-tempered, angry all the time. So when you smile, actually your smile is the calling card that attracts the people to do business and start communicating with you. People got to be comfortable, okay? And a profile picture says 1,000 words. So once people are comfortable with you, it's easier to then make an approach again and do business with you. Same in person. If you're going to come in a networking event and you're not smiling, looks like you're sulking in a corner, even I'm too afraid to come up to talk to you. So, but if you're smiling, happy, approachable, friendly, your smile is the giveaway to tell us that. It's easy for us to then make communications with you. Now, let's take a look at some comments before we jump on to feature 2 to pay attention. Okay, result, wah, rajin, hari Ahad pun kerja. Actually, I'm looking for, social interactions. Although it's always nice to be able to interact with people live. As you know, you do live quite often as well. But hopefully today, everything that I shared will be able to be of guidance. So for those of you who commented, you will be getting my book, 30 Features of LinkedIn that will tremendously boost your profile. Now, it's a beautiful design book, okay? I want to show you so bad, but somehow or other, StreamYard is not letting me share my screen. I'm going to try. No, not working. Oh well. All right, moving on to the next point I want to mention is about adding a background photo. So if you're wondering where is this background photo, it's actually that rectangular cover banner. Okay, that rectangular cover banner behind your profile picture. Okay, your profile picture takes a little bit of that space, and then there is this cover banner. Now, some of you leave it completely default, which is blue. When it's default, it's blue. Okay, and then some of you completely have a picture that is a scenery. Very common. I also seen that people put a picture of a garden, a picture of a travel place. Okay, picture of food. Okay, so this background picture, some people replace it from the default blue banner, which LinkedIn gave to all of us, into something else. Now, this background picture is actually going back to my question just now, right? I asked you guys which part of your LinkedIn bio do you think get the most attention? It's actually your background cover. Okay, so your background picture gets the most attention. Now, some of you are already pretty smart with this because I saw some of you, okay, your banner has already highlighted everything you do. It has in bullet points what you specialize in. It has your picture in action. It has your designation clearly written there, motivational international speaker. So these are good pointers. For those of you who have gone through the effort of actually redesigning your background cover photo, okay, including your picture, you in action, like I said, your list of services, your contact information, your social media channel, for example, these are actually very good. So if your background right now is plain, I want to let you know that you have wasted opportunities of actually summarizing you. So not everybody has the time to read every single line on your bio, your summary bio, your experiences. People normally skim through unless something grabs their attention, they go into details. But they will never miss your background cover. Okay, so the background banner behind you, I want you to think carefully on what that banner should represent you as. It's not supposed to be a long story, okay? I don't want you to put in words that people have to read like a story, an essay on your cover banner. Your cover banner should have a couple of things. Number one, it's you in action. So if you're a coach, if you're a trainer, if you're a corporate trainer, motivational speaker, and you have images of you speaking on stage, you have images of you training in a boardroom, you have images of you, mentoring with another person. So these are the pictures that signify what you do as a living. By looking at that picture, even before I read the content, I could only tell that this guy is probably an international speaker. Okay, so think of a picture that represents you, okay? And that picture should be in your cover banner. Now, this picture may or may not exactly be the one you use in your profile picture. Remember, in your profile picture, it should not be you drinking a coffee. It should not really be you holding a mic. A profile picture is almost like a passport picture. So you reveal your entire feature so people can see you without, being distracted by anything else. But the picture that you use on your banner could be a different picture of you actually in action. So for example, if you are a writer and you just released a book, so you want to showcase a picture of you holding your book, or at least at a book press release that you currently, held somewhere. So choose a picture of still you, okay? Try not to avoid not putting a picture of you. So put a picture of you in a professional setting that best display what you do. So even if people don't read the words, they know what you do as a profession. Now, secondly, you want to include probably your name and your designation. So your name, for example, and the title you want to be recognized by. Okay, so for example, you're a CEO, motivational international speaker, maximum performance coach, mindset coach. So these are some of the titles that explains exactly what you do, and it should be exactly where your picture is in the background photo. Now, some of you are service providers. Okay, these I'm not a coach, but I'm a service provider. So my company provides. We're a digital marketing agency, and we provide solutions for social media management, for content writing, for graphic design, video editing. So if you have a list of services and you represent, for example, a digital marketing agency, your background should also have the bullet points of the services you can render. So, for example, if I go to yours background photo, it has your picture, possibly your picture, as well as the list in bullet points of the services you cover. Okay, and it could also include a slogan which summarizes exactly what you do as a living. So, for example, okay, we are the number one preferred choice digital marketing agency for Singapore, but we serve global clients. And then your list of services, example, okay. So for my case, if you go to my LinkedIn, you will see my slogan that says I help coaches earn 5 to 6 digit income on LinkedIn. So that's pretty much define what I like to do with my network on LinkedIn right here. So for those of you who didn't know, I'm a personal branding coach, and I want to dedicate 2022 to actually teach coaches to how to maximize their presence on LinkedIn and make the most money. Because LinkedIn is not just about personal branding, LinkedIn is also about understanding its algorithm so that your brand here will get visibility and attraction faster. Okay, so adding a background picture, remember guys, don't make it plain because this is the most influential part of your bio. You think that people don't pay attention. Actually, if it's plain, people don't pay attention. It's true. If it's nothing, people don't pay attention. But if it was something great, okay, it was a great background photo, it is a great list of services so people understand what you do. It makes it easier for the person to then make a decision whether they want to get in touch with you. Just imagine, okay, if you have 10,000 people viewing your profile the last 90 days, and maybe 10% of them are looking for digital marketing services. And if they can really see your services very clearly stated in your background cover photo, then it's easier for them to engage you. They kind of understand already what you do and what you represent. Okay, now you don't have to be a CEO, okay, to put a background picture with you representing your company. Even if you're a salesperson, you're an account manager, you're a sales director for a digital marketing agency, for example, you can also do the same way. Have your picture because you are the one who take care of the customer relationship. Make sure that you put your title, sales director, John Lim, your picture, and the services that your company offer. So you don't have to be in high notch. Okay, these are, I feel a bit weird, imposter syndrome. I'm not a CEO of the company. I'm just working in a sales team. Would it make sense for me to even have a banner that has my picture? Yes, it does, because people influence people. And if you're already doing sales director and you have KPIs to meet, I think you would want to find clients, right, on LinkedIn. So you might as well decorate or design a background picture that shows you. Okay, so don't design something that is plain, okay, or solid colors. You're just wasting opportunities. It's like having a billboard. Sometimes when you go Malaysia, you see all these massive billboards or advertisement spaces in buildings. And of course, it could be empty. And if it's empty, it's just loss of advertisement space because there could be eyeballs on that advertisement every day. And that's why people market that advertising space in order for them to make money. Okay, in your case as well, if you want to make money, and I know some people make money with their background cover. Okay, I want to know some people makes money. Okay, so I know, not say personally, but I know somebody on LinkedIn, and she does regular live sessions. So she actually charges anybody who wants to advertise during her LinkedIn live sessions. So by displaying your logo. So for example, you pay US $99, she is going to display your logo during her live sessions, as well as for that week, your logo will appear in her background cover. So that is the fee for advertising on her page, because obviously I guess she could guarantee viewership. So I want to say that if you want to go to the extent of making money because you're already getting, I don't know, 20, 30,000 people reading your bio every month, this is the spot that you can actually sell advertising space, because this is the spot that is the most influential in taking people's attention when they visit your bio. Okay, so if you want to advertise about somebody else in the summary bio, no one's going to read it. But if you advertise them in your advertisement, in your background cover, you actually bring them attention. Okay, so that is the second feature of LinkedIn. Now, the third feature of LinkedIn is making your headline more than job title. Now, initially, I got this wrong. So I thought that it's supposed to be our designation, right? We're supposed to, below our name, okay, below your name, there will be a section, okay? That section, some people, they write it exactly their job title, account sales director for Dell, example, okay? Or, sales manager for Pepsi Cola. Sorry, that's two different companies. Pepsi. Okay, so I'm just saying. So that I used to think that it's meant for us to put our legal designation, but actually our designation is meant to be in the experience section. That section is actually not called designation. LinkedIn call it headline. So headline means it can actually spell out your slogan or your actual purpose. That is why some people have used the headline to tell exactly what they do. So for example, I help burn out working moms start a new business, turning passion into profits. That's an example. Okay, I help businesses manage human resource better with my software. Example. Okay, so these are headlines. So that's what you can convert. So you can also say, I help coaches, da 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 da. Okay, but I just would think that not to be too lengthy. So for me, right, I didn't want to write it in a whole sentence. And the reason is because if it's too long, whenever you comment on somebody else's post, other people who read your comment, they cannot see more than 6-7 words. So if you are writing a headline that has, I don't know, 20 words, nobody can read the important part in the end. So people can only read the first 7. The first 7 is visible. Okay, when you send somebody a connection request, they can see your first 7 in your title. If they want to read the rest, they have to click on your bio. They most likely won't. Okay, so therefore, the first 7 words in your headline is important. So which means if you're a maximum performance coach, you don't have to say, I help CEOs or I help corporate companies with, you don't have to. You can just write performance maximum coach, comma, for corporate companies, something like that. So it doesn't have to be I something something. Okay, because the first 7 words is important. So if you start with I help, da 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 da, your important part goes the second half of your sentence, which is actually not visible when people read your comments elsewhere or when people see your connection request. Okay, so the headline can say what you do for people, but it can also be the first 7 words is key. Okay, so that is what I want you to focus on. So for example, I've got some friends who's a personal branding coach for real estate. So she will put a personal branding coach, and then she has a sign, and then she says real estate negotiators, something like that. So in that line, it tells what she does and it tells her target audience. So people who are in the real estate industry obviously will get in touch with her, and people who are not will probably know that she's not the right coach for them. So you can also specify in your headline not just what you do, but also the target audience specifically. So if you're helping working moms, for example, you only want to work with womanpreneurs. So you will also want to specify it as well. So you can say that you're a career coach for women or something, or career coach for womenpreneurs. Okay, something like that. So it's more specific. But the headline, the most important thing I want you to take note is the first 7 sentences. Okay, so there is no specific rule by LinkedIn that says description, okay, has to be a job title. You can use it as a job title. You can also use it as a headline field to say a little bit more about you, about how you see your role, why you do what you do, and what makes you tick. If you got sales rep at your company, your salespeople can also, come up with such great headlines that can attract people. Okay, so think about the headlines of that can attract people. Okay, if you're going to put a very boring title, for example, sales manager, and just sales manager, it probably won't get you anywhere. But if you're saying, for example, sales manager representing accounting software for SMEs, so it's just more specific. Okay, so try to be specific when you share your headlines. Okay, and Riza was talking about the profile picture. Thank you. Do spend some money getting your picture taken. It'll do wonders. Plus, you get an array of shots to choose from. Exactly. Okay, when you pay somebody to get your photo shoot done, trust me, you're going to get more than one picture. And it could be used in the future for your marketing purposes, for your brochures, especially if you represent, your business personal branding wise. You can use it in locations and platform. Exactly. That's true. Okay, but although Rizal, even though I do have lots of cool photos of myself, I have not changed my profile picture in the last 5 years. Okay, so I use a lot of pictures because I collect gallery of assets. Like Rizal said, sometimes when I go to events, I actually get people to take my photo when I speak on stage. And obviously, I do the same for them as well if they like. Okay, but I just capture a memory of at least two photos of wherever I am in a professional setting. Because whether I use the photos right now or not for my LinkedIn branding, I actually keep it a gallery of assets that I might use another time in the future. Okay, so I have a gallery of 1,000 pictures, okay, that I can use when I want to. But in terms of photo shoot, especially for your profile picture, try to take a professional one that Rizal has as well. It's a very professional photos, and I like it as well. So well done, Rizal. Okay, for those of you who wants the book, as long as you comment, you get the book, which is 30 features of LinkedIn that will tremendously boost your profile. Okay, moving on to 4.4. Turn your summary into your story. So summary bio is the part where you tell people a little bit about you. Now, not about what you like, places you like to visit. This is not supposed to be a personal bio, okay? Keep in mind, this is a professional bio. So what you should include is, for example, the companies you work for, the countries that you have been relocated before, the years of experience, some of the clients that you have actually managed in person. Okay, so these are the things, books that you have written, okay, articles you have contributed, but you need to write it in a story format because I'm not reading a resume here. Summary bio is not about reading in point form. Summary bio is about reading your story in the professional capacity, okay, not personal. Okay, so you don't have to put a divorcee, dad of two. That's not important, okay? So you want to put your professional story, okay, in a way that people are curious to read. So especially look at your strength. Okay, look at what you carry with you. For some of you, you've worked in different countries, you've resided in different places. You have worked from this beverage industry to a fashion industry. So you have massive experience over 10, 20 years that you can showcase yourself. So this is the place where you can kind of show off, okay, but write it in a very humble manner so that people read, they don't feel overwhelmed and get turned off. When people read your credibility and where you come from, they feel privileged to be associated with you. Okay, based on what you carry. So again, I will not elaborate on this very much because the best is for you to write your own story. And if you need help, speak to a coach that can actually help you. Okay, so here, don't leave it empty. It's the first thing about your LinkedIn summary. So if people don't have time to read everything and your cover banner do not tell them enough, they will be going to this bio. And it's amazing how many people still live this feel blank. I don't get it. Okay, where they create your LinkedIn profile. Don't tell me you come with actually zero story to tell. If you start your LinkedIn, most likely you've either start a career or you have experience or you just a freshly graduate, but you still have experience in when you were in school or doing internship. So there's always something to say, which is why I don't understand why people are not talking about themselves in the LinkedIn bio. Now, your summary is actually your chance to tell your own story. Now, remember, you control the narrative of this story. So whatever you write, no one's going to tell you, he's not telling the truth. She's telling a lie. No one could say that because it's your story. Now, the good thing is if you always type your own story, you narrate your own reputation, other people could never, supersede that. If you don't have a personal brand, that's the reason of personal brand. If you don't have a personal brand, other people will always have the liberty to write something about you. Yes, I worked with Lisa 5 years ago and really I hate her service. That people control the impression of you among other people. But if you have your own profile that significantly, it tells your story, okay, that actually builds your reputation consistently over a period of time, people trust you enough in your network that they don't believe anything that is negatively mentioned about you somewhere else. So that means you control the narrative of the story and you control the reputation of you among the minds of other people. Okay, so your summary is your chance to tell your story. So don't just use it to list your skills in bullet points or job titles. Oh, I've been a manager here, I've been a director here. Try to bring to life why those skills matter. Okay, and the difference you can make to people you work with. For example, let's say you are a social worker, you work for an NGO. So talk about the passion and include probably a little bit story about why you developed this passion. So when people read your story, and especially another NGO is looking for a director or whatever, and you want to scale up your position in your career, people look at the way you write your summary bio about all the expeditions you've been on, all the social work you represent, what do you do, why you're so passionate about social work. That is exactly how you are going to be offered the next position somewhere else and progress in your career. Okay, so that's just a typical example. Now, don't be afraid to invest some time and try a few drafts and feel free to change anytime, keeping it up to date. And if you want, you can run your summary past a few people for their opinions. Now, honestly, this is the most personal piece of content marketing and it's worth the effort. Okay, so this is your story. You have to be proud of your story, where you come from, because if you don't share with people where you come from, people cannot make sense of who you are today. You can tell people who you are today, oh, I'm kind, I'm generous, I'm experienced in this, but that's what you say. When people who want to believe who you have become today, they need to also know what happened in the past that took you here. So today will make sense. Okay, so this is your story, very powerful part, content marketing wise. It's going to be worth it because it's a personal piece of you. Okay, now, and if you write it, please check for grammar, punctuation, spelling error, paragraphing, structure. Please make sure that it's written in a very good command of English. Now, some of you say we don't have to type in English. Okay, Lisa, I don't want to type in English. I want to type in another language. Now, it's completely okay if you professionally type in another language on LinkedIn, which is also completely okay. For example, you want to type in Malay, but always remember that the language you use is going to attract the majority of your network. So if you speak a lot of Malay, for example, I'm a Malay. Okay, so if you speak a lot of Malay or if your summary bio is written in Malay, then it's going to attract people who have this common language with you. But if you have intention to attract global clients, servicing clients in the UK or the US and expanding your database to global network with other people in different countries who speak English, then you have to use English as the universal bridge in terms of communication. So your content marketing, the language that you speak whenever you do a recorded video or type in your post, then it has to be a language that resonates with most of your target audience. But if you're really, these are no, I just like to focus with people who speak my language because I'm focusing in a small territory in my country. Go ahead, then feel free to use a personalized language. Okay, but your personalized language would mean that people who speak English or other languages will not be attracted to it. So your profile might grow a little bit slower. But as long as you make money because that's your niche audience, it doesn't matter. So all the best with determining your language. But if most of you, I think, who is like me, who need to attract people who speak English because we travel all over the world, we need to do business with people all over the world, then I would say I would recommend use English as the universal language of communication on LinkedIn. Okay, next I want to talk, which is the last part. I'm coming to the end already. Now there's 30 features that I want you to know, but I'm not going to cover 30 here. So I'm going to give you a book. So in the next 24 hours, for those of you who have actively comment or at least like this video, I will be getting in touch to send you a copy of the ebook, 30 features of LinkedIn that can tremendously boost your profile. Now for every part, it's not easy as you think it is. Okay, so the book will tell you the 30 features and recommended way on how to present yourself. But you have to think about it. You have to brainstorm. You have to be creative because you are a specific person. You carry specific traits. You carry specific the experience. So therefore, you have to deep dive into the book, okay, and deep dive and really think about what your content should be for this of these 30 sections, okay? I'm just telling you where the 30 sections are, and I'm telling you what you should keep a lookout for when you put content in this 30 section. Now, last, turn your creator mode on. And some of you go like, what's a creator mode? Okay, what's a creator mode? Now, creator mode is the 5 hashtags that is mostly associated to you. So it's really simple. And you guys, where is this creator mode, Lisa, on my profile? I don't see it. It's actually in your dashboard. So if you enter your LinkedIn profile, look under the dashboard, which is private to you, you will see this function called creator mode. And you can turn it on or off. Okay, and actually, you know what? Just turn it on. Don't have to turn it off. Okay, the on is always better. So you turn on your creator mode. Now, when you turn on your creator mode, LinkedIn is going to prompt you for 5 hashtags that make sense to what you do. Because what they do with this 5 hashtags is they're going to personalize the articles or the posts that will be appearing in your news feed. So they'll be attracting the opportunities you seek based on the hashtag. So for example, like I'm a personal branding coach, for example. So keywords that matters to me is, for example, online marketing, online branding, personal leadership, and coaching. So these are the 5 keywords that make sense to my business. So when I turn the creator mode on and I include these 5 keywords will appear on my LinkedIn bio. Exactly below my name and my headline, these 5 keywords will appear. So everybody can see it as well. But at the same time, the algorithm will kick in, which means whenever people are talking about hashtag personal branding, hashtag coaching, those kinds of related postings and articles will appear more in my newsfeed. So if somebody is looking for personal branding help and they're expressing a concern, so they're using the personal branding hashtag, I might be able to see it, and therefore it's up to me to take action if I want to be connected to the person to provide a service. Okay, so turn your creator mode on. It is currently in your private dashboard. And think about 5 keywords. And don't worry, you can change it later. If your career change, if you feel that the 5 keywords no longer represent you, you can change those 5 keywords any point of time. Okay, what it does is it triggers internal algorithm to bring you the kind of content. So when other people use these 5 hashtags, they have a higher tendency of being seen by you. So you can then decide whether you want to connect with the person looking for the services you provide. Okay, so everybody, that's all for me as well. Very quickly, okay, so number one, choose the right profile picture for LinkedIn. I mentioned it earlier. And add a background photo. This is actually the most influential part of your LinkedIn bio. This is the most visually seen, okay? And making your headline more than just a job title, but focus on the first 7 words. 7 words must be important. The rest, maybe you want to add on anything, it's fine, but the first 7 words, people need to work out what you do and your target audience in the first 7 words. Now turn your summary into your story. So tell your story in an engaging manner so people can feel your passion. Not only read about your credibility or where you've been, but more along your passion, because passion is what's going to take you to your next career. Somebody's going to believe that you enjoy what you do in order to give you a job to advance. Oh, I think I missed this one, right? Spotlight the services you offer. So now LinkedIn, I think about 2 years ago or 1 year ago, has come out with a new feature, which is called featured. Okay, some of you are not using this. This feature is called featured. Now, a lot of people actually misuse this function. Okay, can I share it? Really, something's wrong with my screen. Yeah, I can't share my screen. Okay, so this featured section, okay, is actually not meant for you to feature postings that has a lot of engagement. That's what people like. When you post every day, certain posts of yours is going to go viral, and people would keep it in the feature section so that it appears that they have come up with viral posts before. But actually, LinkedIn created the featured section is to spotlight the services you offer. So for example, I offer personal branding self-paced programs. I offer VIP one-to-one coaching. I offer, for example, a collaboration with my LinkedIn to promote events. So if you look at my LinkedIn profile, you can see this carousel, okay? It's a carousel, okay, a spotlight of the services that I offer under the feature section. Because sometimes your post, right, doesn't always tell what you do, because your post is about your story, people getting to know you. But then at the end of the day, people don't know exactly what you do because it wasn't summarized. So therefore, this featured section is for you to actually summarize your services. So if you take a look at my profile picture, you'll understand me better. So if you're not yet utilizing this featured section and you're already rendering services, then I suggest that you start using it. Okay, so it's like people can see all your services in a glance and they can swipe, okay? They can swipe and see as a carousel to see all your list of services. So if you have 7 services, people can see the first 3 clearly, okay, on a desktop. So you can, if I'm not wrong, you can put 7 or 8 of your services, but the first 3 should be the ones that you make the most money or the one that's recently coming up. So you have a recent bootcamp coming up in December. That should be first, okay, on your feature section. Then you also have a coaching service that makes you a good money. So that one will be your second. And then third, you have group coaching that makes you less money, so that can go third. So you need to rearrange smartly your service offering as a carousel in the spotlight section, which is the featured section. Okay, so that's it. Actually, that's it from me today, guys. And of course, lastly, just now I told you, turn the creator mode on. Think about 5 hashtags that represent your business. Now, I hope that after today's session, you kind of think look again at your bio with a different perspective. I want you to look at it as something that actually is your calling card as a whole, which means that even when you go to sleep, somebody is reading your bio. Somebody in another place. Maybe you're sleeping at 3 a.m., it's 3 p.m. somewhere else. So somebody is going to find you. So before I end off as well, I do want to hear some of your opinions. Okay, here's your chance to leave me some posting in the comment section as well so that I can get in touch with you to give my book, 30 Features of LinkedIn That Can Tremendously Boost Your Profile. Okay, so now I hope you see with a different perspective. As I mentioned earlier, your LinkedIn bio is so important. If you look at the dashboard, how many people, okay, like just now, we give the calculation. For those who join us later, we did a calculation just now that when I check my LinkedIn bio, my LinkedIn dashboard, I have 11,000. Let me just see it again. I have about 11,718 people who viewed my profile in the last 30 days. Now, when I recalculate that on a daily basis, the number speaks to be 130 people are reading my LinkedIn bio every day. Can you imagine if I screw up my entire LinkedIn bio where people visit, don't linger, and then leave not even knowing what I do, what I represent, how I look like? Then the problem is I'm missing out 130 possible opportunities on a regular basis. Now that is costly for somebody in business. Opportunities are costly. Potential income loss is still a loss. So if you really want to utilize your presence here, especially we're going to be on social media and LinkedIn for a long time, you want to stay on top of LinkedIn features and tailor made it, okay? Tailor the content to actually best describe who you are, because every part of your LinkedIn bio is actually contributing to your personal branding overall. Okay, so therefore the colors you choose in your background solid photo, the photos that you use, the headline that you use, the summary bio and how you tell your story, the cover banner of how you design, the keywords that you use, okay, everything affects statistics. Okay, the number of people is going to visit your profile, the number of people is going to read your post, the number of people is going to send you private messages to do business, the number of people is going to transact with you, the number of people who search for you in the search results. All these are affected by your entire bio. So I hope you take it seriously. And for those of you who need the service of asking me to help analyze your bio, I do that as well for $25. Let me know if I can help you. So for now, I want to say goodbye to everybody. And thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. And if you missed any of the points because I kind of talked too fast, feel free to watch the replay and share this video as well so that your network on LinkedIn who are interested to improvise their LinkedIn bio can also learn a bit or two from me. So thank you, everybody, and have an amazing Sunday.